Hello, how are you? This is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. It's the beginning of the week. It looks like it's going to be full of fun and frolic and fear and frustrations and fiery fistfights. Anyway, today I'm going to look into the 180 degrees that the orange knucklehead, the orange godhead that people seem to think he is. Why is he doing this flip, right? 180 degrees on the decision to release the Epstein files, the hoax that it is. Why would he want that done now? Because he found out, I believe, the Republicans in Congress, little slimy Mike, told him that we have at least 100 Republicans that are probably going to vote to release it. So he got on board. He was like, all right, I need to make it look like I'm not fighting it. But a couple things. There is, in those few emails that were released, it was an email from his brother, and it was, does Putin have photos of Trump blowing Bubba? Or are they going to talk about who is Bubba? And I've heard a couple names, and I wanted to get into that freaky, weird energy. And I also, is the DOJ, I know they're intertwined. They're all in, speaking of stuff, they're all in bed together. Have they scrubbed his name? Redacted, shredded, uh, misplaced, crushed, burned. I wanted to see, get into the energy of those files and really get a feel for what's happened to them, and the Bubba thing. Anyway, thanks for coming by. I have my Sunday mystery thing happening where I look into the past souls, celebrities, or people of interest. I'm going to do Maggie Smith this weekend. I mean, on Sunday, and then I also have a bunch of suggestions for unsolved crimes that I'm going to look at. Most of them I don't know, but that's good though, because I don't want to know. And I am going to compile, I've done this in previous videos. I'm going to take those segments out and reproduce them and put them in my playlist for the Sunday mysteries, just so it's easier for you to find them. Because I did lady last week, Elenia Carisi, and that her energy or the situation reminded me of the Black Dahlia, that crime back in the 40s in Hollywood. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. Somebody had asked about that, but I heard it done her. So, all right, you guys, that's enough chatting. All right, let's get started with the orange knucklehead. Okay, let's start with Mr. Mrs. It Bubba. So I meditated on this for quite a while, and I used my Hermetic Tarot to pull some cards. That's, sorry if you heard that noise. And it's very complex, lots of symbolism in these cards. Based on the esoteric workings of the Secret Order of the Golden Dawn. I don't always use them, but for this, I felt like I needed to. So getting into Bubba, or getting into the situation, I got the Six of Pentacles. So it's about money, receiving or owing somebody money. This is actually the email specifically said from Epstein's brother, Mark, I believe. Does Putin have photographs of Trump blowing Bubba? Right. And I guess, I don't think it's Bill Clinton, by the way. That's the name that's been thrown around. I don't think it's Bill Clinton. I think it has to do with what Putin has on him, and there's some debts. And this is a long time ago. I think when Trump was really struggling, he's had like 8 bankruptcies, and his university failed, and I don't know if his stakes failed, everything he does. Anyway, I got the Lovers. So this is the situation. Got the debt. I got the Lovers. And it's called Children of the Voice Divine, and the Lord of Lost Pleasure. And this is the Five of Cups. Forcing someone to do something they don't want to do because it'll help them pay back a debt or relieve some blackmail situation. So that, as I sat with this, I don't think it's a person that we know. First of all, I don't think it's like one of the Democrats or anybody in there, that one of these rich people, oligarchs or something. I don't feel like it's that. I do feel like there was some wildness happening at the same time. Everything was filmed every day, all the time in Russia, in this hotel that I feel like this something happened in a hotel, and had photos. I feel like it's a nickname or something they just called her like as a code, this person. They just named her that years ago because they didn't even know her name. It was just sort of this person that they know he did something with or to. And I think Trump probably confessed to Epstein at some point. Just kind of like, yeah, I did this and this and this. So is this a woman that I get? I get the daughter of firmament, which is the star card. This is the star card, but it's the daughter of the sky. I'm sorry. Firmament is the sky, right? Heavens. The daughter of reconcilers, temperance, earth and water, balance, bringing these two things together, and justice. There was some fear happening here. There was some coercion. I think he did this, whatever it is, strangely coerced, blackmail tinged kind of situation. And I think there was I wrote it down. I think it's a fictional, this is what I heard in my head, fictional character. So the name, they made it up to talk about it. They used that name to talk about her. Something Trump did in a hotel room, like I said, with Russian asset or prostitute or pornographer or something like that. It was just a kind of a fun night, but it got out of hand kind of thing, or he enjoyed it and then he becomes blackmail. And then I got what's the devil is part of this. So this tells me that it was part of perhaps a sexual deviance, which he regretted almost immediately, but it's not Bill Clinton. I don't feel like it's other rich people. I mean, it's quite possibly could have been an orgy or a bunch of people like that. It quite possibly could be that. I don't feel, it just feels really slimy, obviously. And when I'm in this, whoever Bubba is, or the idea of that, I feel like I'm not here anymore. Like I'm passed away, whoever that is. Not sure why, but yeah, that's what I think. Bill Clinton. I know he's done some stuff, but I don't think this was it. Anyway, so there's that. I pulled some cards, and this is the card deck I use. Wisdom of Avalon, Colleen Baron Reed. I don't use these often. Another one I had don't use often, but I pulled these about the DOJ and releasing the files, and not about the cover up exactly, if there's going to be one, but it's about perception. And they are very industrious, and they're trying to get pulling all the parts together, only having, this is a hive of activity, and people are trying to hide what's happening or do the best for the king. You're right. Focus. That's the energies over this. This is super focused. I think this is the guidance by him. What got us here is mystery, not knowing what the crazy, nonstop asking, where are they? What's in them? What's in them? What's in them? The near future is the truth. I like that. That's in the near future. So there's going to be some, and I forgot to mention that earlier when I was looking at Bubba. There is an impending truth that's going to come out, and it feels like it's inevitable. It's inevitable that the truth around not just Bubba, but the files, and it's a train that's not gonna stop moving. It's going, heavy momentum. The truth. Others see us as finding the absolute truth, having courage, self-respect, and being responsible. That's what they want others to see them as. They want others to see we're doing the right thing. We're being responsible. And this one, very interesting. What we don't know yet, and the novice. This is like a fool card or somebody just wildly jumping into something. I don't know what's happening. I'm just going to try it and making mistakes along the way. So I feel like this is more about them not like they're not smart, basically. And it's also the people who want to have the truth in the magaverse, whatever it is, and they are uniquely ignorant of all the possibilities that they're really pushing for this because they want to know what's in it, and they've been told what to believe for years and years, and they don't care what comes out. And I think this is going to be, well, they do care. I'm sorry. They don't seem to care. They don't think it's going to hurt Trump that bad. They want to find the Dems in it. So this is like, let's throw everything at it. Let's throw everything at it. And then action to avoid is the two of, which is the high priestess, which is the two. This is the hiding stuff, keeping it under wraps. So this tells me that there's some hidden information. This tells me that I don't think they destroyed it. I think they're using some technicality to hide some of it. Like, I think they'll release partial stuff. I don't think they're going to release all of it. Probable outcome is the dragon, power and strength. Now, is this the United States? Is it the DOJ? Is it Trump? Notice it's orange. The perception here is that the Republicans perceive that they're going to win. This is going to show strength, and the outcome will be strength. But the serpent is the divine blessing in this. This is healing and knowledge. So the divine blessing is we are going to get the knowledge over this situation. We will gain some knowledge. But like I said, it feels like the train is nonstop moving. It will not stop until all of them come out. Now, when I looked into the energy, I'm the Epstein files, and I get into the energy, I feel like it's vast and dense. There's videos, there's files, there's documents, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of documents of his criminal activity in his life and his financial crimes and the trafficking and all the activity he is with all these powerful people all over the world. And those people, they're going to really try and limit that exposure somehow, some way. There's going to be some way that they're going to rationalize or justify keeping some names, but they're really going to be a big names. Actually, I can imagine Trump is going to be allowing other big names, not just Democrats, but other big names besides him to come out. His name shows up a lot in the Epstein files. All right, slow moving. He says he wants some release. And then I was listening to a podcast. He could release him on his own. He was fighting the release, so that's why Congress had to put forth that bill. But he can just do it. He doesn't have to wait for Congress to do it and to Senate. That was the other thing. Somebody said, I don't know which one it was, Senate is going to slow it down. There's going to be some Republicans. Because in the Senate, you need more majority. You need more of a majority than you do in the House. So that could be another reason. He wants to have him released. He says that, but really he knows in the Senate it might die. And here we have the Nine of Wands. So there's a long fight. It's still not over, though. The battle is still not over because we're hurt, we're damaged, but we're going to keep on fighting. Slow, slow, slow. And then there's victory. It's victory after a long battle. When I'm in the file's energy, though, I feel there's something under here, a dark, like a file, not a file, but a shelf that's black. And that's where we put all these things that we don't want people to know. And honestly, Kash Patel, I don't think he'll destroy things. I don't think so. I feel like ultimately he'll want to do right by the country. I know that's a crazy thing, but if I'm in his energy and I'm looking all these files and he gets an order from you know who to destroy anything that has his name in it, I don't think he will. I know, I know you guys might disagree with me, but I feel like he will just put him aside or put him in a box or put him in a hidden, I don't even know, or keep copies. Maybe destroy hard copies and keep digital versions or something. I feel like that might be an option for him because I don't think he wants to completely, because he's seeing, I know the FBI is a shit show and they're gutting it and it's hollowed out and it's a skeleton and stuff like that. But I don't think he would do that. I feel like he wouldn't. But is this going to take Trump down? Are they going to, this is going to finally take him down? Nine of Cups. There's the wish card. Emotional happiness. And moving on from rough waters to calm. Six of Swords. From my mouth to God's ears. Please. Anyway, all right, you guys. That was what I could do today. If I come up with anything else, I think that's the energy of what I wanted to get into and just dissect that a little bit. And as you remember, that new moon on the 20th, which is Thursday, is pretty powerful. As we move into the new moon, it's going to be, there's a lot of openings for possibilities to, for things to happen. Some of them could be related to anger, but some of them could just, there's going to be some news or communication, or it could be world related, global stuff. But it also could be how we affect the world with the US chart. But the Thursday new moon, you know, as you build towards a peak or aspect on a chart, leading up to it is the highest amount of energy. And sometimes it releases before it gets to the peak. Just saying. Just know the new moon, which is when we begin things, are hitting special points in our US chart that are filled with potential. No guarantees, but hopefully they are. All right, you guys. And in your life too, November 20th. Look for things, look in the chart. It's in Scorpio, the new moon. Look to see where that new moon is in your chart. And then I think it's at 28 degrees. Let me check. Yeah, 28 degrees of Scorpio. And it's conjunct Mercury. And Mercury's retrograde. So there's some reviewing. So see where that is in your chart, and that'll be an area where you can start something new and review and revise, rewrite. And because of the Mercury, it could be something about your communication, learning about yourself and how you communicate from the deepest levels with the Scorpio moon and sun. So, all right, guys, take care.